All right, guys, I'm back. It's May 10th, and I have 7 players that I absolutely love to be able to try to incorporate into some player props. And because it was a travel day yesterday and there was hardly any games, I didn't really love any of the matchups. We had no official plays yesterday, so we don't have to review anything. Let's get right to it. All right, we've had a bunch of new subscribers lately. It's just been unreal. It's been amazing. So let's just recap and bring some people up to speed. We've hit 76 of the last 99 players on this channel to at least record a hit, a 77% hit rate. All right, and this is my favorite because this is how I usually use most of these player props. And you know why it's so awesome? Because you could just bet individual players. These odds, when you bet the over 1.5 total bases, as close to even odds, maybe plus 115, maybe minus 115, give or take, but we've hit 45 of the last 74 players to go over 1.5 total bases, which is a 61% clip. Absolutely amazing. All right, remember to hit that like button like you guys have been smashing the hell out of for how many freaking. It's been absolutely amazing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Help me out. Here we go. Like I said, I got 7 players, and you might see the screen a little bit different. I used to come up with 2 slides, and I'm like, this is just too long. Let's get the heck out of here quicker. So I combined the most important things of 2 slides into one. I did not leave anything out that was of any importance. So this is just a real efficient way going forward. I absolutely love it. So here we go. Shohei Otani versus Michael King. Ballpark Pal has Otani listed as an extreme advantage over Michael King to the point that he is the worst 4 percentile of possible matchups. Otani's on fire. He's recorded at least one hit in 30 of his last 36 games. He's got a .390 batting average versus right-handed pitchers, who King is. His barrel rate is in the elite range. It's in the excellent range. I call it elite because it's just better. 24.8%. The ISO rate is in the elite of elite range at 45.1. That's the measurement of power. He has a lot of power, and he's displayed it recently with all the home runs he's been hitting. So when you look at the matchup between Otani and King, King throws 3 pitches, or he throws his top 3 pitches are the 4-seam fastball, which he throws at 45% of the time on average this season. And Shohei Otani is killing that pitch. He's just crushing it at a .357 batting average this year. Absolutely love that. I love that he's throwing that one pitch at almost 50% of the time. Just makes it easier to identify when it's coming, and just gives you that much more of an opportunity to hit it. Otani, I mean, he's amazing. His second pitch that he pitches at 24% on average is the changeup, and Shohei Otani is crushing that at .467 batting average. And then you get to the third pitch, the sinker. He throws it at 22% of the time on average this year so far, and he's killing that one at a .417 batting average. I absolutely love the opportunity in this matchup for Shohei Otani. My baseline prediction is always to at least record a hit, but he has the power for extra bases, so that over 1.5 total bases is definitely in play. That's probably how I'm going to play this. And then you see he's a home run threat. It's kind of tilted sideways right next to Otani there. I'm going to kind of just leave it like that all the time when it comes to the home run. He is definitely a home run threat. So use Shohei Otani in any way, shape, or form that you deem appropriate for, the way that you bet. All right, I also wanted to point out that Otani has some history with Michael King really quick. 9 at-bats, 4 hits, and 3 of them went for home runs. But here we go. Let's move on to Mookie Bets. Absolutely love this opportunity too. He's an extreme advantage in this matchup. Again, versus Michael King, same game. He represents the worst 1 percentile of possible matchups. Mookie Betts has recorded at least 1 hit in 29 of his last 30 games. He's got a batting average versus right-handed pitchers of .326 on the season. His barrel rate is where it always has been. It's been below the good range. So he's a low home run threat, but his ISO rate is in the good range. So he will be in play for the extra base hits or the over 1.5 total bases is probably the way I'm going to play it. But the baseline prediction is just to at least record a hit. But before we move on, let's just move. We see the Michael King pitch usage, the same one that we saw with Otani. And each one you can see right there, Mookie Betts is hitting the four-seam fastball at a 358 batting average this year. The changeup, he's a little light at, hitting at 118. But the sinker, he's hitting at 462. So the majority of the pitches he'll see to the tune of almost 70% of the time, he's killing those pitches. I absolutely love the opportunity for Mookie Betts. Like I said, baseline prediction, just to record a hit, but I'll probably be playing him for the over 1.5 total bases. All right, and before we move on, I also want to say Mookie Betts has 5 at-bats versus King in the last 3 years, and he's hit 2 times, and both of them went for home runs. So, wow, we got some interesting matchups already with Otani and Betts versus King. We'll see how they play out. All right, guys, next up, Isaac Paredes. The last time we used him, what did he do for us? He hit a home run. I think he also doubled in the game, too. It was absolutely amazing. Love his up against Clark Schmidt. He has an extreme advantage over him. He represents the worst 1 percentile of possible matchups for Schmidt. He's in his last, he's recorded at least 1 hit in 16 of his last 21 games. His barrel rate's a little below the good range. His ISO rate is in the elite range. So I would say in terms of home runs, I think he's like a medium home run threat. I'm not going to play him for a home run threat. But like I said, the ISO rate is right there where it needs to be. So I could play this over 1.5 total bases. Is probably how I'm going to play it. He's batting 306 this season versus right-handed pitchers. And you can see the 3 pitches on the screen right there. And he hits the cutter at about 250 on the season. The sinker at almost 300. And the sweeper, he's a little light on it. But I think the majority of he's going to be seeing. He can hit very well. Absolutely love this opportunity against Clark Schmidt. All right, guys, unless you have like a hearing issue, obviously you probably have seen how horrible the audio is. I have new equipment that I'm going to be implementing tomorrow. I just need to get through this today, and then it'll be much crisper going forward. But let's get to the next one, Adolis Garcia. I have him listed as an extreme advantage over Austin Gomber. He represents the worst 18 percentile of possible matchups for Gomber. He's recorded at least 1 hit in 29 of his last 30 games. His barrel rate is knocking at the door in terms of elite. His ISO rate is doing the same thing. It's just under the elite range. I absolutely think that he has a home run threat. And when I just say that, I'm not saying to play these for home runs, every single one of them. I'm just saying they have the ability to. If you deem like you want to do that, I'm probably not going to play him for a home run. I'm going to play him for the over 1.5 total bases because he has the power for the extra base hit. And like I said, always, every single one of these, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. So if you are a parlay player, you need to put 2 of them together because obviously all these players individually, the odds are too high. But when you parlay most or all of them together, you can get to reasonable odds. So there you go. And like I said, let's just get out of here quick. You can see the 3 pitches that Gomber, throws and the percentage that he has thrown them on the year. You can see that Adolis Garcia is hitting them pretty solidly. So consider Adolis Garcia to at least record a hit. All right, next matchup, Jose Altuve versus Casey Mize. Strong advantage for Altuve. He represents the 6th worst percentile of possible matchups for Mize. He's on fire. He's recorded at least 1 hit in 30 of his last 37 games. Altuve's hitting 356 batting average off of right-handed pitchers. Barrel rate is just under that good range. His ISO rate is elite. He can hit home runs based on that information. He's got the power. I'll probably play it for the over 1.5 total bases. But like I always say, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. And if you look at The pitch usage by Mize, 45% is the four-seam fastball, and Altuve's hitting that at an amazing 373. The slider is his second most favorite pitch, and he's hitting that at 333. And then he throws a split finger at a 19%, and it says BS right there, and it's not what you think. It's just, forgot what the hell I wrote that for. Barely seen it. That's what it, oh God. He barely seen any pitches, so it's irrelevant. That batting average, he barely saw any. So there you go. Use Jose Altuve in any way, shape, or form you deem appropriate for the way you like to bet. All right, second to last player, Bobby Witt Jr., baby. He does nothing but help us out every time we use him. The last time we had him, what did he do? A home run and a double. We'll take either one of them. If he can regress a little bit to just doing one of those, I'll take it, because I'm going to probably play the over 1.5 total bases in this one, because he has the barrel rate in the excellent range. The ISO rate is in the excellent range. He represents the fourth worst possible matchup for Griffin Canning. Bobby Witt Jr. has recorded at least one hit in 17 of his last 20 games. He's on fire, and he's hitting 364 batting average off of right-handed pitchers. And when you look at Canning's pitch usage, he throws the four-seam fastball 34% of the time, and Witt Jr. is crushing it at a 314 batting average when he sees that pitch so far all season. Next is the slider. He's hitting that at 364 on the season, Witt Jr. And then he's also hitting the changeup that Griffin Canning throws at 22% of the time. He's hitting that at 308 batting average. Absolutely love this opportunity, Bobby Witt Jr. Probably going to play the over 1.5 total bases on every single one of these players that I'm, talking about today. But like I said, the baseline always is just to record a hit. All right, final matchup, Marte versus Cole Irvin. This is an extreme advantage for Marte. He represents the worst 3 percentile of possible matchups for Cole Irvin. Marte's on fire. He's got at least one hit in 18 of his last 21 games. He's hitting a 365 batting average off of left-handed pitchers. His barrel rate is in the good range. His ISO rate is in the extremely amazing range at 36.5. This guy, I'm going to probably play, like I said, for over 1.5 total bases. But could he hit a home run? Yes, he has the vitals, if you want to, or the batting repertoire, or the tools in the toolbox to be able to hit a home run. This guy is unbelievable. He's starting to catch fire, and, he's going to be seeing Cole Irvin's curveball maybe at about a 30% rate, and he hits that at 286 batting average. He'll see his four-seam fastball potentially at 24%, and he hits that at almost 300 batting average. And then the sinker comes into play a little bit at like 20% right there, and he's crushing that at 348 batting average. Love Marte's chances. Like I said, baseline to record a hit. And that's it. That's 7 players that I absolutely love that you guys can incorporate in any way, shape, or form. Take some, leave some, use them. Like I said, there's a lot of ways you can use these. It's trying to present a case, build a case that you guys can, hopefully take and use them in a successful way. And that's about it. Like I said, I'm going to have hopefully a better setup tomorrow, and it won't be so choppy and stuff like that. So we'll leave it there, and I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button and subscribe.